Intro to Tarot, Part 6. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix, your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sibyl, messenger of God, child of God, the Lilith, reincarnated, here with another episode. In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch Intro to Tarot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because here we are at part 6, Sace. For anybody new, you'll have to keep up with us. Grab your pen and paper for everyone else so you can catch your notes afterwards. We left off on the Four of Pentacles. We are talking about the Suit of Pentacles, which is the Earth, reality, the final destination. We're talking about the, for anybody new, the way the tarot works, these are levels, ascension levels. We deal with certain levels of reality. In essence, that's what we're dealing with right now in the earth signs, but then we deal with our mind, we deal with our feelings, we deal with our willpower, then we deal with a lot of life milestones. So the life milestones will be Intro to Tarot Part 1 and 2, I think, and then we talked about our feelings and our cups. These are levels to the devils. Right now, we are going into a very funky one. That funky monkey. This funky monkey. The Five of Pentacles. Did you have to start here? I mean, I had to stop somewhere. Alright, let's get us started. I hope that everything I shared before this doesn't come up in this, because we were in some really dark teachings about the Dark Lords before we got here, so hopefully none of that comes into play, but it is about to happen today. Today's the day on 5... Oh, Jesus Christ, it is. Page 90 and 91. Let me take a sippy sip. What's in your cup? Don't worry about what's... Oh, my God, Becky. Did you see the Carter is dropping June 6th? Russ, you're going to compete with fucking Lil Wayne? He's just the first to make an announcement. You think they're not dropping it while it's hot? Sorry for the wait, huh? You should have done it sooner. Here we go. In the essence of competition. The traditional meaning of the Five of Pentacles is financial loss, which can mean losing a job or relationship or experiencing some other financial or emotional hardships. Well, I was asked to retire, so, you know, that's hard. It's a ship that had to sail. As far as the relationship, oh yeah, I break up with imaginary guys all the time. I fall in love and fall out of love all the time. I'm practicing, as Kobe says. I'm practicing for the real one. By the time that happens, I won't have all of this, you know, chaser runner mentality is what they call this. The positive aspect is that you find support from others in similar position. Consider new options. You may discover another resource or approach that will help you see a way forward. The Five often shows a fear of poverty or isolation. You're definitely going to have to go back and catch all of the first part of this fucking journey, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, ace through 4. Realistically, it's all talking about your relationship to money and how to overcome such things. Anyways, it's a fear of poverty and isolation rather than actual poverty. It's funny because in my earlier video we talked about that in one of my books. Maybe we're supposed to bring that up. We don't usually do something like this, but we're in some really funky times. I guess that's why I told you I hoped it didn't. But at least we're bringing the light out of those messages, not the dark, because it was some dark and dingy. What were we talking about? Well, I'm going to bring the phone to you. Leaving home, separation, and finding a way back. My job, I guess this is going to be my next teaching. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. It starts on 89, 90, and 91. Ha-ha! Number frequencies. Anyways, I'm guided by the spirit. By what? Numbers, birds, animals, all kinds of shit. I teach you how the Holy Spirit works. I just started teaching you about the dark spirits and to watch out for them. I've been teaching you about the light for a long time. Now, this is obviously going to be the first level of attack. This is one of the hardest ones in all history, dude. Your biggest fear is poverty, bro. You don't know it, but until you face it. For anybody new, just so you can bring you up to speed, I currently am homeless. I've been homeless for 2 years now. I was evicted out of my house in 2023, and that's when I started this journey. Since then, I've been to like 5 states in a big fat circle around all of this. I didn't have actual jobs. I did some side hustles, which makes me a total ass gypsy. I tried to make this a living because people that, no, tarot readers make a killing off this, but what I do is even far and beyond that, but God won't let me do it because I'm a priestess, so I have to do everything for free, and he works all these miracles to make it all happen. Again, you will hear about all those miracles if you go catch the other video. But my current state of being, as happy and snappy as I am, I just moved out of my car. I lived here in Denver, Colorado, and I've been car camping, or literally in my car for the whole season of winter, which was my biggest fear. My biggest fear was I was going to be homeless in my car during Christmas, and we'd have no Christmas. It all happened, and it was tragic, and it was the most painful thing I've ever been through, but it's all in my videos for you to explore how to overcome such fears. Christmas came and Christmas went, and it had nothing to do with it. I just had to overcome this fucking belief system of what it was not. It was none of that. But anyways, this is also has to do with poverty. If I don't have anything, then I'm worth nothing. Your worth is not what you have on the outside. You must learn to identify yourself on the inside. And that's what I showed people. At no point did I become a desperate, you know what I mean, dick-sucking, sell my feet, lie to the government, cheat and stealing kind of bitch. When I got broke, no, God broke me into faith. In the sense of being a wild stallion, he broke me into this. He broke me down. But he kept everything that me and my 2 children and my dog, yes, all 3 of us, and the dog lived in the car. What? My Impala, what? What? Yes, dude. We just got accepted into a shelter system, and this is I'm in transitional living. As tragic as that sounds, it's part of the homeless brotherhood of spirituality as well. When you give up your material world, you know what I mean, in search of spirituality, and you let God take care of you. It's been done many times before, but people of this time and era have a whole lot to say about me and my situation. But if you look past the darkness of your fears, you see all of God's miracles upon me in my life. And they hate that too. There's just a lot of hate going on here. It's part of it. And the next chapter, I guess I'll read to you tonight, is how to let go of some of this shit. I didn't lose my shit. God asked me to quit my job. He asked me to sell my car. He asked me to give up my home. He asked me to give everything, all the time. I have videos of me crying about my blankets. I have videos crying about my hats. I have videos about everything, about me letting go. It is not an easy thing. I never said it was easy. I said it's fucking necessary to detach, to not be attached to such things where you can find your power outside of it, your identity outside of this. When I lost my house, when I sacrificed my house, in the sense of I didn't even pack my own belongings. I wasn't home when it happened. They packed all of my stuff into enormous trash bags and put it outside, and everybody raided my stuff before I got there because I was dealing with them trying to take my children. Haha! Great story. There's a video of that too. I grabbed what bags I could in the middle of the dark and the snow, and I packed up my car and drove 12 hours away, and what I got there with was what I had, and that's what I still have today. It was everything I ever needed. I sacrificed everything to become who I am. It's the story of Job, if you'd like, but it's the story of the Ascending Masters. So, I'm not telling you right now, but I'm going to tell you every day for the rest of my fucking life. It is my job to teach you how to let go of things. They don't define you, but holding on to them actually controls you. Okay? It also commonly shows a fear of losing the security of a home or the aftermath of a relationship breakup, with one partner feeling alone and depleted. Well, there's a lot of that going on too. I have a video of last week of my homegirl saying, I just feel like I gave it everything and I got nothing in return. Hold on. How do you think he fucking feels? This same exact motherfucking feeling. He gave just as much as you. And in essence, what did he get? A domestic violence fucking suit. He's got a lot more reason not to contact you than you do. He's got the court saying no. Somebody had to come in between you and say no more. You're not the only one. You both have to start over with nothing. Welcome to the jungle. Think of a time where you struggled and write about how you overcame it. Guys, my story is nothing but miracles. I'm serious, bro. I had no money forever, and every time, you know what I mean? All I did was believe in God, and God made something happen. And I'm trying to teach you how to believe in something invisible called God. Jesus, dude, that's all it is, bro. If you could just really, really believe what he said and walk in what the fuck he said, it's that magical. People hate me so much, and that's what I tell them. How do I always win? Because God always wins, bro. I don't walk against God. He walks me straight up into some bullshit, but he's got me. I mean, I smell of the smoke because I be smoking. I be fuming, but in essence, no. What hurts your ego? Your pride. Facing your friends and family as you destroy your own life, and they sit and watch, and they criticize you for what you're doing, and they tell everybody about your destruction. Have you met my twin flame Kanye West? Yeah, he's a sad story, bro. He started to do it, but then in the middle of it, he tried to dig himself out, and now everything is, he's in this puddle of, you know, mud, and he keeps trying to dig himself out, and it just keeps falling on him. Once you're in, the only way in is to go straight down into your own grave and dig up your corpse. You can't go back to which you came from. And I didn't start this. I'm just here to guide you through it. It's about to happen to everyone. It's called the Grand Awakening. You must let go of these things. These are the things that have us trapped in hell. Welcome to hell on earth. You're the fallen, the forgotten. You missed the rapture. When was that? You didn't see it happen? COVID, millions and billions just disappeared right in front of our eyes. Sorry, guys. What comes next? The trials and tribulations days. We go through these trials, we go through these tribulations, we go through the fire. And we'll walk through it. I'll walk you through it. But yeah, welcome. Welcome to the jungle. Like, damn, bitch. I mean, come back on a Sunday when, you know, it's all love and light and shit. I'm the goddess of hell. What do you want from me? I mean, I give you as much light as they got. I'm exploding with the shit, you know. When you hit a bad patch, remind yourself that help can usually be found. You just need to look around. Who in your life can you turn to? Oh, man, talk about milk a cow. I milked the shit out of Mr. Plum. He saved me so many times. He really did. I love that man. There was only one person I could really turn to, but even then, I couldn't keep turning to him. I had to learn. And then sometimes I had to turn to strangers, organizations, shit like that. Turn to the Catholic charities. The pagan priestess is living off the Catholic charities. Well, God said so. He said the church would provide for me. He just didn't say which one. What a divine comedy. I'm telling you, the punchlines are really coming in right about now. Welcome to the jungle. Let's see, the reversal. The 5 asks you, 5. Let go, yo. The 5 asks you to examine your values. Fear of change could lead to you, alright, now you gotta go catch my other video. Could lead to you ignoring debt and becoming oblivious to growing tension. What debt do I have? I mean, my car is a growing tension, but I'm not really growing it. It's not really growing on me. Hoarding old possessions and memories show you need to feel safe and don't have the faith that you'll be supported in the future. Ooh, that's holding on to shit, bro. Hoarding. Why do you hold on to shit? My mom was a hoarder. We have to do it all the time. We do it. The spring cleaning, we do it because we know the magic of it. If I get rid of something, God's going to have to give me a new one. In the sense of they make these goofy jokes about it's time to, you know, to upgrade your phone, so let's go break it. Something like that. Not like that, but like that. It's like, all right, I'm going to need new summer clothes. Well, then go give your old summer clothes to someone that can use them, and I'll give you some new ones. One man's trash is another man's treasure. We know the circle of life, so we know that if we clear something out, he'll put something new. And that's what I try to teach you. It's just really the truth. You want to see it happen? Quit your job and watch him give you more work. If you quit your job and you tell people you quit your job, within moments, people are going to start spreading the word and start offering you jobs. They're going to start telling you where other people are hiring. It's not useful information to someone that already has a job, but they see it. As they're driving around, everybody sees things. We all have synchronicities. We all have downloads of information that's useful for someone else, and we don't even know what we're doing with this information. No, hold on to that. You'll need that one day, I guess. One day. All right, and what do you need to know? Garlic keeps away all bloodsuckers. I told someone that on Facebook, and they really loved it. I was like, yeah, I learned that in Oklahoma, dude. Those bugs, bro. What do you mean garlic? Just get a fucking whole garlic, dude. Peel the motherfucker and keep it nearby. Really? Well, I mean, yeah, I used to keep it by me, but I also used to rub it on my feet because I'd be out there all flat-foot and and those bugs would bite my feet and shit, so then they stopped doing that. And then sometimes I'd rub it on my arms so the mosquitoes wouldn't get me in the middle of the night. It works, bro. I'm just trying to tell you, these bloodsuckers. And it also works for energy vampires, too. Something about garlic. Alright, anyways. If you're clinging to old objects, people, or money, what are you avoiding? I mean, I don't want to get into a big old fight with you, like, on this. Why are you holding on to stuff? Oh, because it has all this memory. You don't lose the memory. The memory isn't in it. Here's the greatest one. Oh, man, they're showing me it. I had to cry about that one, too. Gosh, I cry about everything. You will, too. I had this suitcase that I carried around with me, and it had all kinds of stuff in it. I would just rotate different stuff in it. Finally, I get this air fryer, dude, and I'm like, yes, I need an air fryer. You're like, what? Yeah, dude, I'm not, like, homeless. Like, it's a whole different thing, dude. I'd be out there cooking and all kinds of weird shit, taking baths, doing laundry, all kinds of shit. I am so fun with that. Anyways, going back to it, very pioneerish. I have to make a decision. There's no trunk room, right? Because all my spiritual shit takes up all my trunk. We don't have nothing in the trunk but spiritual shit. Truly, yeah, all my clothes, my shoes, everything else is in the car. We sleep on that shit. But all my trunk is all spiritual shit. And I gotta make this choice to get this thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, man. And why am I crying? Oh, because this fucking suitcase is like, it was my mom's. And she used to travel everywhere with it. And I carried it as a remembrance of my mom. And I'm crying, and my daughter's like, your mom doesn't live in the suitcase. And then I was like, yeah, I guess, you know, she didn't get... Sorry. Why do they always put dead bodies in suitcases? It's a funny thing that popped in my head. I was like, you're right. She's like, do you need it to remember your mom? Like, no. But it still hurt. I cried the whole time, and I regretted leaving it. I cried, and I regretted leaving it. You know what I mean? She had carried it all through her life, and I had carried it this far, but I could carry it no further. Every time she went on a vacation, like she would leave town, she always had that. If she came to see me, she had it. If she was going somewhere else, she had it. She had her one thing. I told you she was a fucking hoarder. Here I am carrying her suitcase. We gotta stop doing this. I'm carrying your fucking curses over here. Yeah, that was a hard one. You're like, really? Yeah, it was just a suitcase, bro. I didn't have anything left. I used to have a house full of memories of, you know, the stuff I had of people. Little by little, I had to let them go. You know what I mean? Lots of different things, dude. Things that, you know, momentums. It's not the person. The person doesn't live in that. Let it go. And it's just letting go of material things. You know what I mean? It was hard. I've had to do a lot. I cried hard. That was one of the most recent ones, I think. I might have had one since then. I cry about them all. I have to give something up every Friday. Sometimes they're physical, sometimes they're just, a lot of times it's just belief systems, the way I used to think about things. I gotta stop thinking that way. Alright, so this could be letting go. I mean, or losing it already. You already lost it, obviously. I don't know. Because once you get over that mindset, you go right into here. It's just a mindset, guys. You went from a poverty mindset to an abundant mindset. It happens. How does that happen? I don't know. It's a threshold of going through fear, bro. You're so afraid of doing something, right? Which means you're a coward. Until the second you do it, and now you're a warrior and you're brave. It's just this quick threshold of the actual action. Of just changing your thoughts. How do you change a thought process like this? It's hard. It's all about trusting God. As you start to lose, you have to know that He's going to give you more. Those are the promises of Christ, you know what I mean? And that's that, you know, give us this day our daily bread. You have to realize what you really need in a day and what you know what I mean? You're all about that bread. You're all about stacking those coins, right? Stacking those coins. But it's not that. That's you protecting yourself against, trying to protect yourself against unseen evils. Not having faith in God. That's what it is. Saving money for a rainy day. If anything comes up, I'll be okay. We'll be okay. You're building all this money so that your family will be okay. You know what I mean? It's all about a security. With money, everything can be okay. All things can be, you know what I mean, can be bought. Not true. Not true. You've been struggling financially, and the Six of Pentacles is a welcome sign that your circumstances will certainly improve. And that's what it is. When you go from one side to the other, it comes in threes, right? They always say that. You can't be broke forever, bitch. Something's going to come through. It always does. It's just a season, bro. And you can't be rich forever either. Something's going to break through. It's just a season, dude. It's called fate. It's as the wheel turns. It has to balance itself out. It has to be fair and equal. Even though you look at people's lives and you're like, this is so unfair. Hey guys, most of you don't know this, but you came from a rich bloodline. You have been kings and queens in other times, and the shit they have doesn't even amount to it. It's not even, it's like the thinnest layer. It's like the generic brand of what we were. They dress up to pretend to be the gods and goddesses we were, the royalty we were. Go look at the Met Gala. They pretend. They're performers, celebrities. They want you to celebrate them as they dress up as what we were in ancient times. Allow them to be. They have no true worth. They're costumes. They're dress-up dolls. They're pretend. They're mannequins of real success and royalty. Because if you look at them, none of them are really royal or successful. They've all lied and cheated and fucking disturbed the peace to get to their place of power. And their only thing of power is the little bit of pennies they have. But if you notice, it's not enough. They chase harder than we do. And they do dirty, rotten, scoundrel things to do it. They sell their bodies, their children. They sell, you know what I mean? They sell gossip. They do, you know, the worst of the worst. Sodomy and all this great stuff that they do up there. Never, ever think that a person that has money has power. They have problems. They hide behind money. We all do. I did. Know that. Equally, the card can show that you are a benefactor, so you may help a friend with a temporary cash flow problem, or you feel drawn to support a charity that is close to your heart. Any money that may be coming to you will allow you to pay off any outstanding debt or an investment in money wisely in your future. Now that's where it went from. You went from a need to a supply. Do you see what I mean? You went from Five of Pentacles where you were in need, and here comes your answer. Here comes God. And I just want to show on this particular one, it doesn't really show it on either of those. But on this, the original, it shows the balance. The scales will be balanced. It's just, you know, there's flows to this. There's seasons to it, but you have to learn the lessons. You know what I mean? So you go to a fucking tarot reader, and they're going to give you these cards. It's just where you are. I read them every day. Because I move through, the energy always changes. The energy is always changing, and I can move through it and show you that was yesterday, this is today. But we're still in the energy, and it's how it's moving and progressing every day, and I can use these cards, any cards, to show you. It's a never-ending flow. It's called the circle of life. This is the 3rd year. We really catch on to it. The more that we do it, every year we go around it, we really learn. But this happens every fucking year, bro. Every fucking day we get the same fucking problem. We're learning the days of the weeks, the months of the year, the seasons. We're learning how to incorporate this, that this stuff happens on a fucking time schedule. It's on a bomb. We learn to get on the wheel of life. Alright, let's go on. Let's see. Equally, yeah, any money that goes out, blah, blah, blah. Overall, the 6 brings genuine support and predicts you feel connected and close to your usual circle of friends and family. Now, they say that the mark of the beast is the 666. But I tell you, for certainty, they said that so that you would stay away from the frequency of 6, because frequency of 6 is love and abundance. They didn't want you invocating the exact thing that they fear. Who's they? The whole construct of the Matrix and what I just did earlier, I'll be very honest, is they prey off your fear. When nothing else works, prey off their fear. And that's what God said. All right. So, in essence here, they don't want you to know that the number 6 is about love and abundance. They want you to fear it. Anything good, they want you to fear. Write about what you would do with a change in financial circumstances, such as getting a better paying job or paying off your car or student loan. What would you do with that extra money? We talked about this in the Four of Pentacles. Have you come into some good fortune? Nothing shows your appreciation for everything you've been given like giving to others. How can you spend this wealth? And that talks about it too, is the more you give, the more you receive. It's part of a universal law, but if you believe. And it's not that you're frivolous and just giving with the intention. It's giving with the understanding. There's a huge difference. Intention can lead to expectation, and that's from a foul place. That's from a place of greed. You know what I mean? Like the other day, I give, and I usually do, and then sometimes I don't. And so it's funny. So like the other day, I literally had like 6 people ask me for cigarettes, bro. And by the 6th one, this one lady, dude, came to my door and offered me a soda. And I gave her, and I had 2 cigarettes, and I gave it to her. And I only had 1 left, and then I was like, all right, I gotta go to the store. When I got back, her daughter came back for a cigarette. I was like, look, it's nothing against you. I just have to say no to everyone when I'm depleted. I've had too many people today. It's not that I can't give. It's like you have to have a limit. At some point, somebody pushes the limit, and it's not against that person. It's that every person before you drained me that I can't give to you. And I gotta be honest, that's kind of how it was with Mr. Plum. He's kind of a giving tree, and everybody kind of was, you know what I mean, taking from that apple tree. And that's where I was like, I can't do this. And so when I went down there, I had every intention to give back to this tree. And I did graciously, as much as I could. And then before I knew it, I had to start begging again off of him. It was such a bad thing. I didn't want that to happen. But in the essence, it's like, you know, it's an understanding that the needs will be met. And that goes back to the beautiful story of how, you know, with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, they fed, you know, I mean, thousands. Well, how many? 5,000. All right, let's see. Reverse. The reverse 6 shows money coming in to you, but you cannot keep it, usually due to carelessness or theft. Guard your possessions carefully and watch what you spend. The card can also suggest that there may be envy due to money, so monitor your attitude and the attitude of people around you. What are some ways you can carelessly spend money? Food. I'm like, what do we spend the most money on? Food. It's not as cheap, but I think all of you know that. Fast food is what our money will add up. Again, my daily habits, my cigarettes, I smoke the cheapest brand of cigarettes, which are less than $8 a day. And in some states, I can get them even cheaper than that. And then I buy a freaking $6 bag of weed that lasts me for 2 days. So in essence, I'm spending $3 a day on weed. You're like, really? Yeah, I just buy shake and smoke small bowls all by myself. So I spend like, you know, what is that? $15 a day on myself. We don't put too much gas in the car because the car's not acting right. And it's funny. That's what's so funny. That's so funny. So yesterday, it's fucking raining. I had to take the kids to school and the fucking car don't want to start. So I asked the guy that always asks me for cigarettes for a jump. He said, yeah. And then he was like, what's going on? Is it your ultimate? He's talking to me in Spanish. I was like, no, it's the damn battery. I need to just go fix it. Just go get another battery. It's all just about little shit that I have been carelessly not taking care of. But it's across town too. I need to just get a new battery. It does it when it's cold. Stupid, right? Yeah. But anyways, I was like, but actually, I needed someone to look at it because it's overheating. He's all, it's the water pump. I was like, probably. Can you fix it? He's like, yeah. And then he turns to me, he tries to give me $1 for a cigarette. I was like, here's 2. But in the essence, I just got to do some minor fixes on my car, and there's plenty of... Dude, they fix everything in these. I just need to do some shit with my car. But I don't blow money. I really don't. If we go shopping, I go to the thrift stores, get it all half off, wash it all up and shit, iron it up, make it all look nice to them. Okay, I'm lying, I don't iron it up. But I'm okay with the Febreze stuff. You know, not the Febreze, what is it called? Can't think. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. What comes after that? Well, as you're learning these lessons, you're building up a better understanding about money and materials. So now we're into the Seven of Pentacles. There is a goal in sight, and you are close to achieving it. But now is not the time to stop and reflect. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of doing, not philosophizing. Okay? So keep your focus on what you want and believe you can achieve it. The card often shows you need to keep your career goals in sight, or to work through a tedious stage in a tiresome project. It also can show saving for a home or expanding a business and domestic affairs. The Seven can show there's no money left for little luxuries. Well, this is, I mean, once you start building your money right, and that's where it is it gets tight. Get it right, get it tight. Got it? Holy Spirit, you're so fine. If I didn't have the Holy Spirit, I'd have no one. Alright, let's go. When you're close to being done with something, do you feel like you run out of patience, or do you still keep working hard, knowing the end is in sight? I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Sounds like me. Write about some goals you have, but both short-term and long-term. That's what I said. What's your short-term? What is your plan? What is your action plan to life? What are you planning to do with your life when you grow up? Some of you are grown. Really? How's that working out for you? Are you happy? Okay, then I think you need to grow up. The reverse 7 means procrastination. Commit fully to the work you are doing or lifestyle you have, regardless of the ups and downs, or put your energy elsewhere. This may mean concerning a different job or career path. But act now. Any decision is better than no decision at all. The additional meaning of the card is anxiety about a loan or other financial agreement. What is it that you're procrastinating about, and why do you think that is? I'm procrastinating about my car, obviously. Why do I think that is? Because God told me 1.5 years ago that He was going to get me a new one. I heard myself say it. So you're just waiting for the shoe to fall off? I guess. Am I waiting for the tower to hit? Confirmation. Fuck. I guess, in the essence, it's only going to get worse, right? But what am I waiting on? God. He told me. We're going to ride this till the wheels fell off. Well, all 5 of them fell off and we're still going. Keep going. I can patch her up to keep me going, you know. But for the big journey that I have planned ahead, that God has planned ahead, He has an upgrade planned ahead. So I'm stuck. I can do some minor work to her to keep her going. Like I said, patch her up so that we can keep her going. But in the essence of really investing in all, flipping her into, you know what I mean, what I need her to be, she'll never be that. We need more. I always needed a car that could tow a trailer because I always wanted my trailer. It's another really hard thing I have to face about letting go. It's pretty much the only thing I have. It's my home. It's my everything. I told you there's another thing wrong. It's a big thing. And that's it too. It's like, you know, when I left my home, my biggest fear was being homeless. I went through domestic violence and went through a serious bout of homeless before I got into that house. And my goal was to never lose it. And I have tragic stories of how hard I worked to get to a place where I wouldn't lose it, but still was struggling. And I gave it up with the hopes that God would, you know what I mean, provide me with a new home. You're like, He hasn't yet? No, He gave me lots of places to stay, but not a permanent home. And that's because I wasn't never supposed to be permanent. now going forward, he has promised me stability, meaning not permanence, but to stay in a stable situation for the next season while my kids go to the next school year. He's promised me a whole school year. That is more than he has ever promised me as far as stability goes. Now with that, it's like I'm at a crossroad, I said in my earlier videos, is surrendering and not doing this all by myself, but still remembering that he's going to do such things for me, to apply myself in where I should and how he says to do it, but always believe that he's going to make this happen, and it's not of my own making, but of his. You get impatient, you want to make things happen, and you think you can do it better, because you can't see him doing anything. So, you know, like I said, it's like, again, I can patch up my car and keep it for right now, but it's not going to be forever. I'm not going to do everything to it. I don't leave where I'm at anyways. He doesn't let me go up too far. I'm not taking road trips as of right now, and once I do, I'll need another vehicle. And that's where it is. It's like, why put all of this money? In essence, or most of all, is getting it tagged again. Right? Here's the thing. I have a hold on my on my insurance for some old tolls. How much? Who knows? Doesn't matter. This happens all the time. I don't pay them till the end. And then what happens, it's really funny. You want to hear how I hustle the system? I'm going to tell you the secret. I tell you all my secrets. It's not really a secret. So when you call them, you can make a payment arrangement and pay half now, and then they'll release the hold, and then you have to keep paying the payments. Well, I pay the half now, and I run to the DMV while the hold is released, and I get my fucking tags, and then I don't pay anymore, and then all of that rolls over to the next year. And I do the pay half now and, you know, run for your life later. So in essence, it's like, it's probably not that much, but it is, because I would drive Lyft, and I'd get on those toll roads, and I wouldn't pay the tolls. So now I have a thing on me from, you know, Colorado. If I registered it back in Oklahoma, this wouldn't be an issue. But in essence, now I'm in Colorado, and there's a hold on that car, so I have to pay the tolls, new insurance, and the new registration fee. Because it's so old, it's less than $100 to get it registered, but then we got to get the new insurance. So I'm riding hella dirty. Hella fucking dirty. And that's why I was like, I'm waiting for the tower to hit. This isn't good at all. Why? Because this month specifically, they're looking for people that have no registration. I am still running off of Oklahoma plates from 4/2024, so I still have that leeway of this month. But after that, I'm in the danger zone, bro. And even that, I'm playing with fire. I'm trusting God to keep me safe, and I'm not pushing the limits. So the question is, do I put all this money up into this car? Or do I trust God, like I said, and just, you know what I mean, keep it together while he's putting things together, stay still. Confirmation. Do I trust God, like he always says to do, show him what to do, how to spend the money? Do I do it because I'm panicking? Like, for example, you know, hurrying up and getting all this stuff done. There's no reason. Like, if I'm not... As far as the overheating, it's not really. I'm just putting in fucking coolant every couple of days because I'm not really driving it that much. But once the fucking heat comes up, oh yeah, we got some problems. You know what I mean? If I was doing a lot of running around. But I'm not. So I don't need to do that. I'm not doing a bunch of running around to where I need insurance and I need all of this. I'm literally doing like, and most of it I stopped doing. I just started walking around until it got wet. There's a lot of it is in walking distance. So that's why I'm like, do I want to invest in this? When I know the ultimate goal is to let it go. Is it worth the investment? How much are we looking at here? Well, I don't know, at least probably $500 to $700. How much are you sitting on? Truly, you got to get all into my business. I only got 2 G's. Maybe a little less. But I've lived off of $0 and 0 cents for 2.5 years, so I'm not really worried about it. And that's where it is where do you put, you know what I mean? Do I just do just to get done, or do I trust what needs to be done and in the right manner? And that's what I said. I could come across a bucket, you know what I mean, and register that and get that all done. I could do a lot of different things in this situation, and I still have more money on the horizon coming in. And I said that would be enough to buy a new car. I'm in a position where, like, I don't fully. It's not like I lived in Oklahoma where it literally was far. Like, I couldn't get around, like, literally. I'm not. I'm in a city where, like, worst case scenario, I could literally take the bus if I had to, an Uber or a Lyft. Everything is very close. So it's just, sometimes you just got to look at it. Where is God moving most in your life? What is he trying to move next? What's his next big miracle? Again, you're like, what? Well, all of my life he would promise to replace. So that comes with a new car, a new house. You get a husband and a marriage, and you're having 2 new children. Wow, okay, God. You're like, what? Well, you have to go back to the beginning. Yeah, all the seeds have been planted, and I have to keep doing the work to believe in this bullshit. But the bullshit comes real. It's not bullshit. The promises. The hard work is believing in it and sacrificing. We talked about that earlier. At least we're not making human sacrifices. He made the human sacrifice for us. We just have to put down the pride. And do the what? Hard work. Did we finish that card? Hold on. Did I show you the reverse aspect? Yeah, we did. Alright, let's move on to the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles indicates money is on its way, often as a result of previous efforts or decisions rather than an unexpected bonus or gift. And that's it. I have like $3,000 more coming from taxes from 2 years ago where I worked real hard and somebody didn't give them to me. You may be offered an opportunity to gain new skills that will be profitable in the long term, a new career direction or a promotion. And that's it too. God will just send me, you know what I mean? They'll call me. Sometimes I get gypsy jobs where I'm just making like $200 a day where, that's another 2 weeks of pay for us. We don't live off a lot. I told you. We are so minimalist in the sense of we really don't. If there was anything we spend money on, it's takeout food. Because we've been eating out of fucking microwaves and, I don't have full cooking facilities. You could say I should have bought that, but what the fuck, bro? No, and no, and no. In the essence, so when we want to, we eat, takeout food, and that shit can get pricey. It used to not be so pricey, but everything costs more. In general, the 8 also reflects the need for logical, diligent approach to your projects. This card, often known as the Apprentice, shows education, particularly an undergraduate degree or diploma. The 8 is also reveals hardworking, trustworthy, and dedicated individual who takes his or her responsibilities serious. On page 96. As much as it sounds like I'm not doing any of the work, this is the work of the Priestess. If you could imagine, I'm like, you can only imagine. I don't like that song. It's a Christian song. But it's the Christian way. It's the story of the apostles. They all had a beautiful life before they met Christ. And they all left their lives to follow him and be poor. But they were filled with the Holy Spirit, bro, and that's all they needed. The Apostle Paul was bodacious. He had a great life, killing Christians. And then he turned into one, and, he was a pauper. The glory is in God. So, he converted me from being, a bougie, badass bitch to a priestess. And it's been one hell of a fight. One hell of a fight. To give up my throne to him. And to walk in humility. You know what I mean? Flat foot in my sandals with no pedicure. You seen the Barbie movie? No, I don't want to wear those shoes. Fine. Yep, took my makeup off. He stripped me naked and hung me on a cross for all to see. It is the way. Think about your skill, talent, or degree that you have took a long time to obtain. That would be me, the Ascension. Write about what helped you stay the course and commit until the end. I gotta owe it to my spirit guides, bro. Kobe wouldn't let me down, bro. He wouldn't leave me alone. They don't leave me alone, bro. They wouldn't let me give up. They just wouldn't let me. They'd be in my face while I'm sitting there, bro. Kobe, sweating, dude. Sweating me, bro. Hands on his knees, all in my face. Get up. He's a big man, Well, I was pretty small on the ground, but still, he's pretty big. And you're just like, get up. And fucking pop. Don't be... Shorty, keep your head up. Don't be a bitch. Fuck, bro. The outside world was only making it worse. They were laughing at me. The whole crowd was laughing at me. They didn't even know what I was going through. If I didn't have my spirit guides explaining to me what was happening, these books, God's understanding, if I didn't have them, bro, I'd end up like Kanye. He stopped listening to the voice of God, bro, and he fed into his fucking brain. He fed into his fears. And he did whatever that brain came up with, dude, to save him. And that's what he does all the time. It's a self-preservation kind of shit, dude, where you'll lie, steal, cheat. You'll say whatever it is to get yourself out of trouble. That's what happened to Kanye. I wasn't trying to get out. And that's what was scary. People were watching me literally self-destruct. But I wasn't. It just looked like that. It looked like a bomb went off in my life. But I detonated it. And even though it looked like I was on fire in there, dude, I was finding peace. Every little bit that I could every time I could wipe my eyes and have a new perception and be like, alright, it is okay. I was so much stronger, you know what I mean? When I could finally pick myself up. When I could get up, and that's it. She never stays down, not for too long. I'm gonna get up. They won't let me stay down. Every time I could get up and wipe my eyes, it was like, you know, I proved to myself how strong I was. Nobody could face this. But it wasn't nothing more than my own pain, my own memories, my own experiences in there. But as I told them to people, they were just as terrible, and then they started to understand what I was facing in there. You can catch that in, like, all of last week's videos. What was I facing? Repressed memories, bro. Repressed emotions. I would see the memory, and the emotion would come up, and I couldn't control it. It would overcome me until I could overcome it. It's a battle. Welcome to the jungle. Like, why do you keep saying that? I don't know. It's jingle jingle of the day. Think about a skill, talent, or degree that you would like to have. Write about, and that's what I am. I'm all of those things. But most of all, how am I able to do it? Because I'm God's divine being. I'm the dark goddess. I teach you how to do it. Those are your dark feelings. That's the description of the dark goddess. Dark feelings. Write about something that you will need to do to accomplish it. All right. The reverse 8 can show that you are feeling trapped. Maybe because you've chosen an education course that isn't for you. Oh, dude, I'm seeing son-in-law. I took a semester of this, and and then Tommy Boy, and I took 9 months of this. He's like, yeah, people that do school for that long are called lawyers or doctors. I have credit in all areas of life. In work, you may know that you are doing the job only for money, which may be acceptable in the short-term basis, but long-term feels soul-destroying. How do you feel about your job? I love my job. That's not what I asked you. You're telling me what you tell everybody. That is a programmed response. You are so fucking lying through your teeth. I'm seeing Bobby. Matter of fact, I saw a fucking Coca-Cola truck today. Is that you? Could have been. God is so creepy like that. He will totally do that to me. Put you right in my path. Scary. It is the full moon in Scorpio. He's trying to make me fuck you. He's trying to tempt me not to or something. That's what this whole damn moon's about. Stay away from him. I know. Werewolf energy and shit. I'm aware. I'm aware of what's going on. Oh, werewolf energy, get it? What's my last name? Lisa Ware. Be aware. Alright, just kidding. Anyways, going with that. He's got a shit-ass job. I mean, what does he do? I don't know. Not really. I really don't. He drives a lot. He says he goes anywhere all over the damn state. He can go anywhere from fucking Kansas to fucking Grand Junction to fucking New Mexico. I was like, well, that explains. We probably crossed paths. And that's what I had something to talk about, because I drove all those long stretches. I know all those freeways. I'm on the highway to hell. In the essence of, what the fuck are you doing driving around in circles all day? Sound like Lewis. And there's nothing fun on our borders. Border Patrol. Just kidding. I mean, seriously. The Four Corners, all the states that surround Colorado are not so fun. New Mexico, they're fun people. Because they're like new Mexicans. Viva la Mexico. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Alright, anyways, he has a soul-destroying job. What else? Tree, he's a mover. He moves people's houses. So he does the same thing. He packs up a bunch of boxes. That's why he's all big and built. He packs up a bunch of shit, and then he fucking drives them across, you know, wherever, and moves them into their houses, and then drives back. That sucks. That's soul-draining work. That's some brute work. I like that kind of hard work. I'd be doing shit like that, too. Like construction cleanup. I'd be doing, like, snow removal. I'd be doing all kinds of crazy shit. Demolition, that was fun. That, not really. They just gave me I mean, it was okay. I thought I was going to really destroy some stuff. They had me pull out a bunch of screws and a bunch of stuff. It was okay. I took a bunch of doors off and stuff. They bought me McDonald's. Don't rein yourself to... I like to try new stuff. Don't rein yourself into... Yeah, don't resign yourself to your present situation if there's no sense of achievement or appreciation. Then I found out, the Holy Spirit told me like 2 weeks ago, that his brother works there. I was like, dude, do you just... Whatever. I've heard this story too many times. You know, Lewis and his poor brother, he has to do the same job too. You know, the Kardashians, everybody has to live in the shadow of someone else. Is it your older brother? Oh my God. Or do you have to live up to the younger brother? Is this a Cain and Abel situation? Alright, so let me get this straight. You work at the same place as your brother, and I asked you what you do on the weekend. You're like, I just hang out with my brother and drink. You have a lame life, brother fuckers. That's why I can't have a boyfriend. I talk too much shit to my boys. That's why they don't be my friends. Does this speak to you? Am I speaking to you? Are you listening? Probably not. That's why he doesn't listen, because I'm always talking shit. I'll be talking. Tune in later. I don't care if you don't like me. The whole fucking universe is madly in love with me. The universe loves me, dude. They love me. Why? Because God created me in His glory. And they have never seen any part of God like this. My God, are you sure she's... Yeah, that is my daughter. I love her so much. And they love me too. They love you too, but... I mean, seriously, I don't care if you don't love me. It's equal. I don't like you either. Alright, let's talk about the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles ushers in a time of financial stability. You can feel safe in your home, surround yourself with objects you love, and be proud of your achievements. It's a time of appreciation, all that you have, so leisure time beckons. Enjoy the fruits of your work. You can focus on your own needs without feeling guilty. What do I want to do? I want to buy a fucking trailer with wheels and just drive that motherfucker to Alaska. I can't do that in my Chevy. Seriously? Yeah, bro. I don't even fucking go. I saw a job pop up out of nowhere. You're like, you and these jobs. I know, but I swear it spoke to my soul. What was it? It was some ranch. And actually it was here in Gunnison. They were looking for a housekeeper and a front desk agent. And you could bring your you could pull up your fucking trailer. And they needed you to stay till October. And it got me going all over again. I was like, dude, I could fucking get a job in Alaska. Ditch the fucking car. We all get on a fucking plane and go out. We really don't, you know what I mean? The other option was get a fucking car and drive to Alaska or fix my car. But that's where we were looking at. And I mean, it just all comes down to the price of all of this and what God says. But He hasn't really shown me. That's what I want. I want my fucking trailer. This 9 also brings a sense of serenity and relaxation. So it predicts you can feel at home and at one with yourself. In work matters, it can predict financial reward for your efforts. On page 99. This is what he said too. And I said that in my video, The Four of Pentacles. He said, start applying for jobs. If it becomes serious, he'll give me a job to, you know what I mean, to meet the requirements and stuff. But in essence, he has a bigger plan than what I did before. Okay, this is what you got to understand is, I'm not supposed to do what I did before. What I did before was I got into a situation like this, and then I got into low-income housing, and then I built my kingdom from there. He said, I'm not going to do that. He's got a bigger plan. He doesn't want me to plan for the past, to do what I did in the past. He wants me to plan for his future. But when he's in control, you can't see what he's doing unless he gives you a little peek behind the corner, and then he can show you what he's working on and you can manifest on that. What am I manifesting? What he showed me last year. What? The Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. No. Sorry. Did that come out? Sorry. I mean, that's not what I said. That's not really what happened. He showed me that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, but then when he showed me that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, the next thing I knew is I got all this Seahawks gear, and he showed me going to Seattle. He showed me boarding a ferry to Alaska. I've seen it. It's in my future, bro. I want to work towards that future. I can work towards it later, I can work towards it now. The bitch is going to be hot. Bro, the fire is coming. It's going to be really hot. Really hot. Really? Yeah, it's going to be hot. And that's another thing too, is, you know what I mean, as far as it aligns with everything I'm doing spiritually, and then my creative projects as well, because I'm still expanding. I'm making the soundtrack to go with the documentary, but the documentary circles back. The very first story, and I just shared it today, is about the Skinwalker Ranch. We're not done yet. We're far from done. We're just hitting next levels. I just shared it today about Skinwalker Ranch. All of this came up in the beginning of the awakening. I'm not going to bring this up right now. It's too much for your big fat head. All right. What are some creature comforts you've earned that you are proud of? I love all of my spiritual stuff. I love that anytime I pull out anything, I already have it. All my oils, all my herbs, everything I need. I love all my spiritual stuff. Again, you know what I mean? When I buy it, I'm always being a tight ass, and I don't want to buy this because I don't even know what this is and why do I need this. But I have everything that I could ever need to heal myself or others, to protect myself or others, to banish anything for myself and others. You know what I mean? To do all of this, you know what I mean? Spiritual healing work. Those are the things that I'm proud of. You know, those are the things God would give me money just to invest in my work. I can't get money back on all of this stuff because it was bought over the years. You know what I mean? And I never made money off of it. But all of this was all I have. When they took when they were unloading my house, I was crying to them and told them all I needed was the spiritual stuff. At that time, it all fit in one little box. Now it all takes up my whole trunk. I call it Hogwarts Station. I have an unbelievable amount of everything, dude, to access all the gods. I am the whole magician act, bro. And I'm really proud of it because, you know, I'm proud that God made me ready. And that I know what's most important. This shit that you see, you know, Bobby, you know what I mean, he mocked my shit and called it Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He's like, if you just put down the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, meaning, you know, if I wasn't a weirdo and didn't do divination. But then you go back to my earlier video, and I could pull out every card of, you know, heaven and hell. I can show you all the angels and all the demons. I can show you all the gods. I can show you everything. They're not Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's a way to... I'm a teacher, bro, and I don't have a classroom. I'm a mobile teaching center. And I can open this up and open the gates of heaven and hell anywhere I go with just these images and these elements. Please have a little respect for what I do. I know that that's not the best picture of it, you know, the best image of Christ. You know, I know that this isn't worth anything to you, but this means everything to me. Their images mean far more than any plaques that you'll ever be able to put on my wall. You won't. As far as my clothes and my shoes and all that, that don't really mean shit. And none of this really does, too, to anyone that doesn't believe in it. Just like yours. I don't believe in your cars and your clothes and your plaques and your fucking... any of that shit. Your purses. I don't believe it has any value. And neither do you about any of the stuff I have. But when I'm in the dark, When I'm in a scary place, I know exactly whose card to pull out, what candle to light, what to say, and who to bring to me immediately. I don't think anything in your house can protect you in such a way. What are you going to do, run and grab a gun? You're going to fight the unseen with a gun? You're going to fight the powers from within with a gun? You're going to what, shoot your head? Well, there's a lot of those stories. Anyways, prosperity and achievement might be in your grasp. You have something to celebrate. Are you solitary in the state, or is that an independence? Explore in writing. Reverse 9 can show vanity or ego at large. The urge for material wealth gets out of control. In general, the card can show financial dependence that is uncomfortable or misuse of money for selfish means. An additional meaning is feeling that your home is somehow under the threat because you are struggling with debt. Don't struggle alone. Write about where you can turn for help. Interesting. I watched this video yesterday. It was the longest movie ever. It was called The Murdoch Murders. And I told my daughter about it. I was like, I guess it was about this, this lawyer that was doing all kinds of corrupt shit, and then his son killed someone. She's like, that's a true story, Mom. I was like, how did you know? She's like, it's all over TikTok. I was like, I guess. And it was a crazy story about, you know what I mean? It's a really good movie. I watched both of them back to back. I was busy in that. I put it up on the bath and everything. Pulled out that little bath thing I had to do so. I was totally enjoying it. But it was all about that. It's like, his material greed was just out of control. It was like, oh my God. I used to watch stories like that. When I'd come home from work, I would watch, I'd come home and have a break in the middle of the day, and I would watch, it was called American Greed. It was like 30-minute show of, some person that came up with this, big financial scheme to get over on people and took millions and billions. Some great stories of how people come up with this shit. Write about where you can turn for help. As I was reading this, I saw Russ's song that he's about to release this weekend. He's just fuel to the fire of how this can look if you don't get control of this. Somebody that becomes so materialistic and egotistical about their possessions. Again, he's the Luciferian, and he stands in all of this energy, so it's really not nice, but it's a highlight to what I'm teaching. And I mean, all week we've been teaching about this, and we talk about it, and then here he is to show you the opposite of what it is. I appreciate them as the dark lords that they are, and they show you what not to be, but in the sense of I truly love these men, and it really sucks to see them in their darkness like this. In the fact that somewhere in the back of my head, I thought I could change them, and we just keep, putting their picture up on the wall as America's most don't want to be. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to stop right there on page 99, which is the Christ consciousness. We're going to pick back up for, from 10, because 10 to King are all positive. So we went through, the first are negative stages, then you go through medium stages, and then you go through the hard stages. And that's how we learn this. These are just stages. People try to use them in all kinds of fucked up ways. I'm teaching you how to use them as a healing guide as to what stages of life you're facing. All right. So, for anyone that's been keeping up, or anyone that just started with your pen and paper, here are your side notes. We picked up on the 5 of Pentacles. Your side note for the 5 is financial loss or exclusion. The 6 is generosity and charity. 7 is potential for success and perseverance. The 8 is money coming in and skills. 9 is material comforts and success. All right, so we talked about, your view on money and materials. The plus and negatives and how to, jump on the controlling this energy. This is a true-ass energy. It's either going to overcome you or you're going to overcome it. That's how we learn this, okay? Just for shits and giggles, now that I showed you how this works, I'm going to pull out another tarot deck. Let me lift my skirt here. That was funny, God. God's funny. He's got funny jokes. I'm going to pull out just another deck. I don't know these off the top of my head, not the pictures. You're like, why didn't you bring them out? Because I got too much going on. We're going to pull out the Quantum Tarot. I'm going to pull 3 cards. It's going to show us where we currently are. I actually did this. Damn it. It just flipped. A couple of them flipped. One of them flipped. Ew. What is it? Shit. The Ace of Pentacles flipped. All right. Let's go back to our studies. Where are we, guys? Anybody? What's the Ace of Pentacles? Come on. I'll pull it out of this guidebook. I will turn straight to it, guys. Can't even make it up. Ace of Pentacles. All right. Ace of Pentacles is an auspicious for every aspect in your life. It predicts happiness and commitment as well as prosperity on the way to achieve it. In a reading, it commonly arises to show money is coming or a new property. It also predicts foundation and stability. So if you have questions concerning your home or relationship, you will receive what you need in abundance. That's God. You have to receive that message, bro. How do you receive it? With faith and trust. Am I believing in something that I shouldn't believe in? Is this an illusion of my mind? Am I wanting to believe in something that isn't promised to me? Actually, it sounds like more of a curse. I always tell you that, like a whole house and a husband. That sounds like a lot. White picket fence. I don't know. It's a little thing. Anyways, go back to it. Don't doubt your good fortune. You deserve it. Now, the reverse possibility, 82 and 83. The ace reveals greed or holding fast to one outcome. Desperation can cause materialistic thinking. The card also shows financial mismanagement and mistakes. In relationships, someone close becomes graspy and materialistic, wanting to keep everything for themselves. This card can also show gambling and reckless spending. Is there a financial decision you need to make? Write down some pros and cons before making the decision. Again, you want me to write this down? What am I going to do with this card, God? I don't know. He'll tell me what to do. All right. On the bottom of the deck is the Fool. Interesting. I'm not going to go off of that. Let's do a shuffle. Like, why not? Because it's an adventure and you're not ready to take that adventure. It's the beginning of the adventure. And you're not really in the beginning. You're somewhere in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you is what I heard. All right. What's our spiritual work at hand? If we're going through our new beginnings, it's going to be like trust and faith. Oh, shit. It's the world. Endings and new beginnings. We read this last night. We're still in the same bunk-ass energy as last night. I'm going to read it out of this book, though. The Hanged Man. Are you guys stuck? No, you have to not be stuck. You have to let the death, transformation, and rebirth happen so that we can get to the end. The end. The Sun, Judgment, Minor Arcana. No, Major. This is Major. The world. An open door. The frisson of energy. The frisson. You mean fusion? I don't know. Frisson of energy. And the excitement of every potential action in the universe. This card is the conclusion of the Fool's journey. See? It's either you start it or you end it. And the new beginning as one of the most welcome and positive cards in the deck. The world denotes a triumph, deep joy and happiness, completion and reward for your efforts. Cherished projects take off as your commitment and dedication pays off. Life feels balanced as work, relationships, finances, and domestic affairs run smoothly. I'm very grounded, bro. If I wasn't, you'd know I'd be facing some shit. As far as work goes, God gave me, you know what I mean? He told me just to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's what she said to do, and, you know, that's what I do. My relationships, they're falling apart like they're supposed to. Finances, they're holding steady like they're supposed to. Domestic affairs are running smoothly. This is a time for celebrations, so it is a great card for a group and positive group consciousness. I know, we got to get together for this full moon. Actually, it's kind of an orgy moon, so maybe not. I'm not ready for all that. The reverse world. I never know what you're going to say. Me neither. That was funny. The reverse world shows roadblocks, or you don't feel that you are deserving of success. It can also show you hanging on to one ambition that eludes you. Oh, you're still trying to get that that number one spot? Russ, you're fucked. Did you really think that you had it in the bag? Let's put it in the bag. No, bro. That's not even true. Like the rest of the rap gang wasn't going to come around. When I come around. I mean, in the essence, he had this idea that he was going to get independent artist or something. He's going to do something. He's going to get an award because he's better than everybody else, like he does every year. It's like, look at who you're competing against. They work twice as hard as you. Who the fucker do you think you are, bro? It's the truth. Sorry for the wait. It's time to redefine what you want and adjust your expectations. It's no more than Lewis over there. And then Marshall didn't get a Grammy. He lost to this guy he said was going to beat him. He literally spoke it to existence. He said he deserves to win. You're saying that your competitor deserves to win against you? Well, all right, if you say so. He accepted that. He took it on the chin, mouth open. Alternatively, you may feel eclipsed by another shining light. Write about how you can keep the faith until you get what you deserve. I think you're getting exactly what you deserve. Who am I to judge? That's Jesus' hand. All right, what's the outcome, God? 8 of Cups. Uh-oh. What's the 8 of Cups, guys? We did it. Come on. The 8 of Cups reveals a time of restlessness when it feels like as if something is missing. Work and relationships may appear harmonious from the outside, but your intuition is nagging you. The result may be a departure. Yeah, I'm out of here. To Tristan, he's like, what are you doing? I know what you're going to do before you do. You just haven't accepted your actual actions. I see where you're going with this. Even before you take this step. On page 69, yep, it's more like 68 and I'll owe you one. Serious? Yeah, bro, he's not moving in no direction. I can sense it. I just don't ever ask. I never really wanted to know. You don't really want to know the truth. Is this going to work out, God? Nope. Damn it, God, just lie to me. No, I don't lie to you. That's why I don't ask. I usually don't ask. I ask God right away. Is he really going to do this, God? Nope. Oh, okay. Did I get sad about it? No, I've already learned this lesson many times. Many times before you. Work and relationships, the result may be a departure. Traditionally, this 8 predicts you leaving a situation or breaking an agreement that no longer gives you fulfillment. Yeah, bro, you don't have any direction. In essence, you weren't going to lead me. Where the fuck were you going to lead me? What? To Alaska? Where are we going? You don't even know. You're looking for me to lead you. This sucks. Who's supposed to lead us? God! I thought you heard his voice. He said you're not listening, though. Truly? Yeah, pretty much. This is so simplistic for me, dude. When the timing's right, there's also less drama and regret. Do I regret this? No. I'll find another better than you. I have that manifestational power. I manifest greater things than you would expect, so you can take your leave quietly and swiftly. This card, and that's it. She's a runner. She's a track star. Meaning, I found my way out of hell. You can stay there if you please. This card often shows that you have already left a situation emotionally, so now take your actual leave. Did she leave you at the altar? No, he never showed up. That's not what happened at all. You don't get it. I don't expect you to. But all I had to do was reclaim my dark goddess, which was what? Persephone. We talked about that earlier. Persephone, or Persephone. Right next to, never mind. I'm not getting into all this. All I had to do is accept it and walk in it, right? Surrender to it. So, like, going back to Adam, Bobby. I just have to accept that God gave me this love for him. And the only thing that this love ever equals out is sexual toyance. That's all we ever did in history. Not going to keep doing this. This is lame. Go back to Lilith and Adam. What brought us back? Just sex. All the time. Just sexing each other all the time. We couldn't have an actual story. What brought Lilith and Lucifer together? We did this. What brought fucking Shiva and Kali together? We did this. So now here I am with Persephone and Hades. What do I got to do? Accept that God wants you to submit to this guy. And everything he has to teach you about being the Dark Lord. I did. I didn't have to actually be with you for it to happen, though. That's what I mean. Imaginary boyfriends. No, I had to relive it. Only to overcome it. Otherwise, I was really going to relive it. In the essence, if I didn't come to the realization that there was nothing more to be had between me and Bobby than sex, then I was just going to keep in a toxic behavior of just being the side chick. Right? That's it. I had to come to the realization that's all he has to offer me is a hard dick. And not even hard. I have to get it hard. What a waste. In the essence. True story. Going back to it. I mean, in the middle of the day, is that what you're going off of? I guess. I thought you could, whatever. Going back to it. Russ, all he can offer me is my freaking dark sides. You know what I mean? All Marshall can offer me is, you know what I mean? Nothing, actually. They just empowered me. You would say that he is my king of swords, but he doesn't have half the sword I have. You would say that he was all powerful in his rage, but no. Next to me, not. And all I did was come and take their powers, bro. I have no power. I took away Lewis's drive. I took away Marshall's voice. I took away all their powers. Why? By reclaiming my dark goddess. Because the fuel to their power was darkness, dark feelings. So when I went in there and exposed their power as nothing more than a weak feeling, they lost their power. That's why Russ can't rap no more. It's a wrap. Kanye, roll him up. Lewis, it's over. They're done. Their ego, they've lost power because their power was through the ego. The only way they reclaim their power is to reclaim their dark goddess too. And that's, you know, to face their shadows. And if you were catching my earlier video, their shadows have been released upon them. There's no way to run now. Nowhere to run to, baby. So that's how the cards work. You see how we go through those stages? Luckily, there were some stages that were easily to understand. And that was just for today. You can check them again tomorrow. Or if you overcome those stages, you could check them later on in the day. All right, God, I did all of that. What do you want me to do next? That's kind of where I am, but I don't just stick with the tarot. I have all of this to guide me. I can go outside and watch the birds and the numbers and everything. What did he tell me to do? I swear he told me to do something. There was something in here he just told me to do. Oh, he gave me a reading for you to do later about leaving some shit on page 90. Leaving home, separation, and finding a way back. According to Edgar Cayce, when God's imagined soul, he gave his thought form free. Okay. According to Edgar Cayce, when God imagined souls, he gave his thought from form free will, so that which is God has the ability to perceive separation from oneness. Right? And that's it. You became gods. You became gods outside of the garden. Now you can go back and let him be your God, or you could be a god. This separation cannot be done physically or energetically, but only in the mind. And that's it. So then you're searching for your way back by through religion. You want to get back to God, but they tell you you can't. And you believe that bullshit. Jesus said you could. If you accept his fucking message. I'm not talking about in the brain, but in the mind. The conceptual ability of the soul. You may imagine separation from God, and be that you will be as if God itself and create separation. But it's only an idea. It's not the reality, because God cannot be divided, conquered, or subjugated. So falling from grace or being casted out of paradise is just a mythology. Think about it in this way. It's what happens when a soul with free will chooses to no longer embrace its father, mother, or parent. He didn't reject you, you rejected him. Alright, so I'm going to stop there. We're going to read all about this, chapter 9, later on tonight if you want to learn about, coming back to God and all that good stuff. Damn it, God. In the essence, we're running from him, and there's nowhere to run. And so tarot is just a way to connect back to the divine. Same thing with the Bible, the Quran. We got all kinds of great books around here that we read about God and how to connect with him. I'm just teaching you that tarot readers have no authority or power over your life, and that you yourself can read the tarot. Got it? Get it? Good. Go catch the other 4 or 5 videos, and we'll keep this rolling. Keep rolling. Have a good afternoon. Later, haters.